And something happened one night there that changed my life forever. It was 1994 and I was 27 years old. Just launched a little boys ranch, which was a dream I'd had for several years. And I'd just gotten married, my wife and I, and a helper. It moved in 5 little guys. We're going to try to help them turn their life around. And something happened one night there that changed my life forever. We were sitting in the living room just hanging out, and I heard the crash of glass in one of the bedrooms. And when I got to the bedroom, there was Jay, 14 years old, weighed about 110 pounds, had a hammer in his hand, and he was absolutely destroying everything in his bedroom. We had put new windows in, painted all the walls, built a nice solid wooden door. And he looked at me and he said, "I'll kill you, I'll kill the police, I'll kill everybody." So I stood there looking at Jay, and he had already knocked the $250 window out. Holes were all in the sheetrock. He's standing there with a hammer, and I'm standing there with 5 other little kids. And we don't know what we're going to do. I had to do something drastic, and there stood this kid about to hurt himself. So I saw a blanket. I got the blanket and kind of ran at Jay like a matador with a bull, and I managed to capture him in the blanket and lay on top of him. Then I realized I needed some help, so I sent one of the other kids for some ski rope that I had in the truck. So I started wrapping this little boy up. So this 27-year-old grown man and a little boy, and was still cursing me like crazy, but I knew I had to get him out of that environment. So I picked him up and I carried Jay out to the sidewalk. And he was banging his head against the concrete, so I put my hand on the back of his head, and I had one of those moments that only God can give you the words to say. And he told me to say these words to Jay. I said, "Jay, do you miss your dad?" And the instant that I said that, Jay's whole demeanor changed. And I remember he went totally silent, and he began to cry. Big tears rolled down his face and down onto my hand, and the glare of the moon, I remember, shining in those tears. And Jay sat there and cried, and he said these words that I'll never forget. He said, "My dad don't want me." And that broke my heart, because I remembered having a dad really just 10 years earlier, 15 years earlier, who would go out in the yard and play ball with me, and was always there for everything I did, and I could talk to. And I remembered all the times we built things in our shed together, and the little wood shop that we had there. It broke my heart to know that Jay was not going to have that, and he wanted nothing more than to have a dad who wanted him. My name's Scotthilton, and I founded Eagle Rock Ranch back in 1994. Since that time, I've been a part of 400 lives, 400 little boys who wanted nothing more than to have a dad that loved them. One of the things that I remembered that I most liked was when I would see a boy grow up and become a great husband and a great father and a great citizen, and I'd see them have these little kids that would grow up to have a dad. So this podcast is really about inspiring young fathers to be great dads. It's going to be about 85% inspiration and 15% instruction, because I believe you have to inspire people before they become what they can fully be. So we love stories. You can imagine, after raising 400 kids, and I had a 32-year career, you can imagine how many stories I have. And I love stories, particularly stories about dads. I call them "That's My Dad" stories. We've got some incredible guests lined up. Not celebrities, not famous people, just ordinary people with extraordinary dad stories. So we'll be bringing those stories to you. For now, this is That's My Dad podcast, where we're on a mission to break the cycles of generational fatherlessness and inspire fathers to become great dads. See you next week.